Viewmasters, it's the podcast that we do. Viewmasters, talk about movies that we view. Viewmasters, my friend Eric and me Joe. Viewmasters, hey, let's start the show.
Hey, welcome to the Viewmasters, episode 349. Wild Speed Sky Mission. My name is Eric.
My name is Joe.
Vroom vroom, Joe.
Vroom vroom? Did we switch movie series? I watched a movie, and it seemed like a Fast and Furious movie.
Sure did.
I didn't realize it was a Wild Speed movie.
It is indeed. Wild Speed Sky Mission.
Like a backdoor pilot for another movie series?
I don't know. It felt like there was some crossovers in this one.
Yeah, a little bit. What did you just say?
Wild Speed.
Yeah, I know, Sky Mission.
Sky Mission.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
That's what this movie is called.
No, it's not.
In some other countries, it's called Furious 7.
Okay. In what countries is it called? Whatever the thing is that you just said.
Wild
Speed Sky Mission. Yeah, I know. Can we not say it anymore, please?
I believe Japan.
Okay. Are they all called Wild Speed?
I don't know. It's the first time I've seen that pop up on
Interesting.
On a trivia or a Wikipedia.
Okay, so. You had your phone out as you were doing the intro, and I was terrified.
Yeah. It's never usually a good sign.
No. Oh boy. Furious 7.
Furious 7.
You know how I know this movie is called Furious 7? Because the title card says Furious 7.
Okay.
That's how title cards work. I know the preview on the DVD for Furious 6. My mistake, excuse me. Says Fast and Furious 7. But I guess they changed their minds. Revenge of the Jedi style.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
I was prepared.
I'm a little bitter.
I was prepared today, and before you came over, I popped back in the Blu-ray to Furious 6.
Yes, thank you, fucking thank you.
And I was going to contradict you.
Okay,
I was going to force you to apologize.
Yeah,
and instead, I must eat crow. The title card of the previous movie is indeed Furious 6.
Thank you. Oh, it feels good to be vindicated. It feels real good.
I was going to take photographic evidence. So clearly Joe just read this wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No,
notorious misreader.
You are correct. Hey, you know what? It happens to the best of us.
I know, it's true.
Just saying.
I know. Yeah. I thought this one was interesting in that it spelled out 7 on the title card. Yeah. Like that was interesting. But I guess I did see that James Wan wanted to call it Furious 7 as a nod to Seven Samurai.
Okay.
Which I believe is spelled out 7 in the title of Seven Samurai.
I think so.
So maybe that's why?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's also the Magnificent 7.
Magnificent 7, yeah.
And of course the movie 7.
Right,
Sisevenen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sisevenen.
Sisevenen, that's right. Okay. Sisevenen?
Sisevenen.
Okay,
Yeah.
Sisevenen. Okay, good. Not to be confused with M3 again, another James Wan movie.
Produced.
Produced by, you're right, I'm sorry, my mistake. Oh, our second James Wan movie.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Gabriel, no!
weird how Annabelle showed up.
It is very strange. She's a really good driver.
And how the Warrens joined the team.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. I like Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson.
As
so
do I.
Let's do it. Star-studded guest stars. Oh, what is Kurt Russell doing in this movie? Other than fucking owning this movie.
Right?
Oh my god.
I think it was a few episodes ago you meant we started talking about Death Proof.
Yeah.
And mentioning Stuntman Mike should be in one of
right?
those.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I knew.
Yeah, I know you knew.
I didn't want to say anything.
This movie has Death Proof all fucking over it. I mean,
it does.
The scene where what's her name? The hacker girl. Ramsey, thank you. Is like riding on the hood of Dom's car is just straight out of fucking Death Proof.
Yep. They all have roll cages inside so that they don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Holy shit.
I think last week I mentioned that I was flipping through channels when I was staying at the hotel and saw part of this movie, and I got very excited when I got to that part.
Yeah,
but it was close to the end. But it was when Hobbs makes his return.
Yeah,
but I'm glad I did not continue watching. I'm glad I waited for this.
Yeah.
But that said, so I've seen the other movies and F10 obviously most recently.
Yeah.
Before we started doing this, and I remember watching F10 or Fast X, whatever you want to call it.
Sure, yeah. F10, of course, is double the strongest power of Tornado.
Yes. Excited for Twisters?
So when that trailer played during the Super Bowl, which I know you did not watch.
No.
But I saw that was the first time that I was ever aware that they were doing a sequel to Twister. And it came on and I was initially so angry. It's like, did they remake Twister? A perfect movie? And then I saw that it was a sequel called Twisters.
Yeah.
And I was instantly on board.
So I still have not seen the trailer.
Yeah.
All I have ever seen is Pat Fraction talking about it on Blue Sky.
He went nuts, and it was perfect. I did also like someone called it, was it Twoster? Or Two-Wister? Like with the number 2?
I like that.
Yeah,
like that.
Either way.
Yeah.
Either way is good.
That's all I can think of is the old legend, whether true or not, of James Cameron pitching the sequel to Alien and just going up to the whiteboard, writing the word alien, adding an S as a $sign.
Right.
Twisters.
You know what? I think it's going to work.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Because that movie's flawless.
Yeah.
And you can only, build on. It's a strong foundation to build on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too bad there's no Bill Paxton, but,
Yeah. I mean, you could get Helen Hunt in there.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. This is terrible. I almost said you get Philip Seymour Hoffman in there, but you cannot.
You cannot. No.
That's too bad.
Cary Elwes.
He dies.
In the movie?
In the first one, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I don't remember that.
Yeah, he drives into the path of a tornado by mistake.
Well, if anything, these Fast and Furious movies have taught me that
it's true.
Death is escapable.
You don't see his body. I knew that Shaw survived, but I was still stunned to see him alive again at the end. After falling down levels of a parking garage, and then presumably being crushed by the whole damn thing. And he's just walking around without a scratch.
Well, sure. Hobbs and Company came in and swooped him in before the garage collapsed.
That's
entirely.
true, okay.
Yeah.
You got it.
Or something.
Something. Who knows? This movie's amazing. There's not a frame of this movie that is not perfect. And also, this movie made me cry so hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we should kind of talk about it.
Probably.
So yeah.
I'm gonna cry again. You got it covered?
I got it covered.
Okay.
So this is the movie where Paul Walker dies.
Yeah.
He died in the middle of filming. And they took some time off and reworked the story. And I know they were trying to figure out what they were going to do, and ultimately they decided to sort of just retire Brian.
Yeah.
And I will have to admit, I watched a lot of this movie trying to pick apart the pieces.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, what has clearly been rewritten?
Mm-hmm.
Usually scenes where people are talking about Brian, but Brian is not on camera.
Right.
Even if he is just off camera.
Yeah.
Or like scenes where you just see his back or whatever. I didn't find any glaring CGI up until the very, very end.
There was one spot before that I could sort of pick it out.
Okay.
Yeah. The part where they're like right when they get back to LA and they're all standing at the railing looking out.
Yeah.
And like for just like a half a second I could tell that it was CGI Paul Walker and not actually Paul Walker.
Right. Or one of his brothers.
Or
yeah. The emotional arc of the story itself, I don't think I didn't buy into. But
yeah,
just the very end with the montage, and the choice of the song, it pulled all the heartstrings.
Yeah,
when that For Paul came up, it did me in.
Just done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I feel like, you know how in Age of Ultron, like, it feels the whole time like Hawkeye's gonna die.
Yeah.
And then there's just that swerve at the end where he doesn't.
Yeah.
I feel like this movie, it feels the whole time, and I don't know if it's just because I had in my head that he dies,
right,
or that he died in real life, but it feels like the whole time that Brian is gonna die.
Yep. And
he is in so many perilous situations that I feel like there's an episode of South Park where Kenny just
survives.
Basically he just like the running gag is that he's in all of these terribly dangerous situations and he comes out fine every single time.
Yep.
And I almost feel like that they sort of did that here. Intentionally or not.
I have not watched a lot of South Park. I have seen that episode. I know exactly what you're talking about. And you are 100% right.
It's crazy. Because, at the end, he just goes to live on the beach or wherever with his family.
Yeah.
It was at once very emotional.
Yeah.
And also just cognitive dissonance. Like, it's the story did not earn that reaction.
Absolutely not.
The real world reaction that it got.
Exactly. It felt almost too meta.
Yeah.
By the end, because everyone is... They're watching Brian and Mia play on the beach.
Yeah.
And they're all having these, real world reactions to having lost, I'm assuming someone who was close to them.
Yeah.
Or at least, who knows about the behind the scenes of any of it, but someone they worked with for 7 movies.
Yeah.
The story in the movie itself, it does not warrant any of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was real strange.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I did read that Jordana Brewster had to film all of her scenes like later in shooting because she was on a TV show at the time.
Okay.
And so, like, by that time, Paul Walker had died. So, like, none of the scenes between her and him are actually him.
Right.
Which, that's gotta be so fucking hard.
That, man, I could not even imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the scene where she's in the Dominican Republic and, like, they're talking on the phone was a deleted scene from Fast 5.
Okay.
Which, I mean, I guess, they're in these horrible situations all the time.
Right.
Just plug and play.
Yeah.
But I thought that was interesting, too. Like, that was the only time that they were potentially actually interacting in the movie.
Yeah. That sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, we have spent 6 episodes prior to this just dunking on Brian.
Yeah. We kind of have. Paul Walker's not a great actor.
He is not, unfortunately, but he's a pretty man, but also, it's just way too young.
Yeah.
Tragic circumstances, just it's a shame, we as bitter and cold as I am, I don't want to see people hurt or die.
Yeah.
Even if they are a bad actor, they don't deserve that.
Yeah, it's tragic.
It is. It really is. And we hear a lot of stuff about how, like, Vin Diesel never got along with The Rock or whatever.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think part of it is whether he got along with Paul Walker or not. After he passed, nobody's going to say anything like he's a dick or anything like that. They're all going to say good things about him. So
yeah.
So we never hear if there was any strife or anything, but it does feel like there was a genuine loss to the people that worked in this movie.
Yeah,
so
the tribute to him at the end felt very heartfelt.
Yeah,
if that was acting, it's the best acting that Vin Diesel has ever done.
Well, I disagree with that.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, because he's still way better in the first movie than he is in any of these other movies.
Fair enough.
But I think the magic of movies really brings home that sentiment and emotionality that I think Paul Walker deserves by the end of this. So.
Definitely.
And we were both crying.
Yeah.
I buried my head in my cat.
Yeah.
And started reading trivia.
Yeah. Yeah, I bawled.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yep. We're grown men.
I think this movie won all the Oscars that year, probably.
They have not done any Oscars since.
No?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, this won it all.
That's amazing.
And they said, we're done.
I mean, they keep, doing nominations and stuff.
It's just for show.
It's just for show? Okay. None of them are legitimate Oscars.
Yep.
Okay.
What you don't know is that the Oscars are now spelled with an E.
Okay, interesting. How does, ESCARS, how does that work?
OSCER.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotcha.
Okay.
Oh, scares. They're now the Irish Horror Awards.
I'm sure Matt Brassfield's watched those.
I think he produces them.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, other people do most of the work.
No, sure. And he doesn't.
He pays in friendship.
And fun.
Furious 7. This movie fucking rules.
It's pretty good.
Oh my god.
You know what, Joe? There's some exciting moments.
There are sequences of nonstop action and adventure. I forget what the content warning at the beginning was.
I think mayhem was involved.
There's so much mayhem in this. They drive a car out of a building and into an adjacent building, and then they do it again. And it's great.
I mean, when you see that car, you know they're going to drive it somewhere.
100%. That is Chekhov's car. You don't put Vin Diesel and Paul Walker in a room with a car and expect them not to drive it.
Yep.
It's like giving a kid a plate full of cookies and saying, don't eat these. It's not going to happen. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm trying to think of, there's so much action in this. Holy shit.
There's a lot of stuff that happens.
Yeah.
I might almost say this. Probably too much.
Is there too much?
There might be too much.
There are multiple heists.
There are multiple villains.
Right. Yeah.
To the point where, when one of them was around, I forgot the other one existed.
Uh-huh. So I do want to talk about Shaw.
Okay.
I like him.
Okay.
He is an unstoppable force of nature. But also, yeah, when he's not, charismatic or anything, he's not particularly memorable, just as, oh shit, it's Jason Statham.
It's that guy.
Yeah. So, when he's not around, when they're doing other stuff, it is easy to forget that he is after all of them.
Yep. Can we talk about Jason Statham?
Let's talk about Jason Statham.
I don't think we've done a Statham up to this point.
We have not, no.
Yeah, so what do you think about Jason Statham?
He's great. In this, anyway, he's great. And, I'm trying to think of what else I've seen him in. I saw, Mechanic Resurrection.
Okay, yeah.
At work, they did, a movie day where you could pick one of 3 movies to go to the theater and see, and that was one of them.
Yeah.
And I thought that would be fun, so that may be the only other one I've seen.
I think we talked about that, because we did The Mechanic, the original one.
Oh, that's right, yes.
The Bronson one.
Yeah. I actually forgot we did that.
Yeah. We've done a lot of things.
We have done a lot of things. But yeah, I thought he was great in this.
I like Jason Statham a lot. I don't think he's a particularly good actor.
Yeah. He's got a thing.
He's got a thing, for sure. I've definitely seen him be more charming in things.
Okay.
And I think in some of the later movies that he gets involved with this franchise, he gets a little more character.
I would assume, if they put this character as he is in this movie as the lead of a movie with The Rock.
Yeah.
That's going to be The Rock doing a lot of heavy lifting and him not saying much. I think already has a total of 14 lines in this movie.
But also, he's The Rock. He can do a lot of heavy lifting.
He can, that's true. That's true. Even
Have
from
you
a hospital
seen
bed.
his arms?
His arms are very large. Yes.
No, yeah, I do like Jason Statham, and I think he's fine in this movie. But yeah, I don't think I put it together until you said it. That he just has really nothing other than just being a juggernaut of sorts.
He's a fucking Terminator in this movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is weird because he doesn't. To me, anyway, like he gives off intimidation vibes, but not Terminator intimidation vibes.
Yeah.
I'm always reminded of there's an episode of The Simpsons where the mafia and the Yakuza get into a war on the Simpsons front lawn.
Of course.
And Homer is just staring at the window, and Marge tells him to get down. And he's like, no, but just look at that little guy. You just know he's going to do something cool. And then when he turns his back, he clearly has done something very cool that nobody gets to see.
Right.
That, to me, is Jason Statham. He's the guy that you least expect to do something really badass.
Yeah.
So him just stomping around like the Terminator or someone who can rival The Rock.
Yeah.
Just... doesn't work out for me.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. But, I watched all the Transporter movies, I think, during the pandemic and loved them.
Yeah.
I think he can be really good. I don't know if you've ever seen Spy.
No, I haven't.
Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah. I've heard he's good in that.
He is really good in that.
Yeah.
Being funny and charismatic. Anti-charismatic.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of his Guy Ritchie movies, when he was involved with those. He can be really good.
Yeah.
I think the movie around him in this raises him up.
I think you're right, yeah.
It's of course a simple premise. He's getting revenge because they crippled his brother.
Right.
Who apparently survived.
Yeah, I figured he was just dead.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
But I guess never write off a good character.
Keep your options open.
Exactly. Yeah, he could wake up.
And walk.
He could find a Lazarus pit. Jason Todd style.
I don't want to give away too much about future movies here.
Please, okay.
But, cybernetics could play a part.
Okay. Interesting.
Just saying.
Okay, good to know.
Keep a watch out.
Okay. Oh, yeah, like the opening fight scene between him and The Rock is like, yeah, you wouldn't think they would be evenly matched at all.
Not a bit.
Yeah, but they are.
Sure.
Movies.
And also ego.
Yeah.
Just him, Vin Diesel, and The Rock, they all just... None of them are contractually allowed to lose a fight.
Right. I was wondering, like, how is this going to end if neither of them can lose? And the way that it ends is that the only way to beat The Rock is to throw him out a window. Or blow him out a window with a grenade. And even then, he's only going to be down for a couple weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who knows how much time actually passed?
It's true. Yeah. No clue.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the entirety of Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift takes place between a few scenes in this movie.
It's true.
So yeah, who knows? I couldn't believe that Sean was there.
Were you happy to see him again?
No, I was surprised to see him again.
and Twinkie.
And Twinkie, yeah. I mean, that was
reused footage.
Reused footage.
Yeah.
So it was jarring to go from the reused footage from however many years earlier of Sean to then current day, whatever year it was, Sean.
Yeah.
He looks very different.
Yes, he does. So 3 was in 2006, and I think this is 2015?
Okay.
So
9 years?
9 years difference.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was a genuine surprise, and also, we again get screwed out of seeing a street race. Like, I thought maybe we would see Dom and Sean race.
Sure.
Nope.
I noticed this time you're not as upset that there's no street race.
There was enough. I mean, I thought about it.
Okay.
Especially when they went back to Race Wars.
Right?
Come on. And there was a race.
Somewhat.
But,
yeah. We really buried the lead there. The Race Wars happened again.
Yes. I was thinking about it. If I wore a Race Wars t-shirt, how much trouble would I get in?
The white blonde guy with the last name Grunenwald.
Yeah. But what if I
can't speak fluent German?
Put cars on it and stuff. Had some Fast and Furious in-jokes. Like a parody t-shirt. They've got to be out there.
Oh, I'm sure they are. I was honestly surprised to find out that Dom and Letty invented the Race Wars.
I had no idea. That's so weird. But, I mean, also makes sense that, not particularly bright, came up with the name Race Wars and it stuck.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
100% fair.
Oh, boy.
So Letty's back, full force.
Letty's back. Michelle Rodriguez is fantastic in this movie.
She is.
I feel like her condition for coming back to these movies was, you have to give me something to do.
Yeah.
And they absolutely gave her something to do, and she is doing it full force. And she's wonderful in this one. I actually really loved her performance.
She has been a revelation in the past couple movies.
Yeah.
Basically since they brought her back to life.
Yeah.
Because going back to the first one, she had nothing to do, and she was kind of a nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, 12 years passed between that and then,
Yeah.
She may have become a better actress, just in craft and
it's true,
working,
maybe.
Like it happens.
Or just gotten more comfortable.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, like that was my thing with her on Lost, is it never felt like she was comfortable.
Okay.
But also, like,
it is hot and sticky in
it's hot and
Hawaii.
sticky in Hawaii,
Yeah.
and they also didn't really give her much to do there either, so yeah, they didn't give her character a ton of personality other than cranky. So yeah, it's nice to see her get to actually, like, act in this movie.
Yeah, and she gets a fight scene that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, did she have the fight scene?
She had one in the last one, too.
Against Gina Carano.
Gina Carano, yeah.
And this time against Ronda Rousey.
Yeah. Who is horrendous.
Oh, yeah.
She's so bad. So bad.
Yeah.
Why was she there?
Because kinda hot, famous blonde fighter girl.
I guess.
Yeah, she was this movie's Gina Carano.
I know.
Just not as prevalent.
Also a terrible turf in real life.
Is she?
Yes.
Ronda Rousey?
Yeah.
Okay, I did not know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
sucks.
she's relatively unproblematic, but apparently not.
Yeah, she sucks.
Okay. Unaware. Fully aware of the Gina Carano thing.
Obviously. Yeah.
The only thing I knew about Ronda Rousey was that Roddy Piper bequeathed his name to her.
Interesting.
So she is Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
Wow. That's terrible. But also, when they said that the hacker's name was Ramsey, and I knew that Ronda Rousey was in this, I was like, oh shit, is the hacker gonna be fucking Ronda Rousey? Based solely on the name. So I was very glad when it wasn't.
Nope. Speaking of Ramsey,
yes.
As I've mentioned, I've seen these before and have fairly recently watched Fast X. Was watching that movie, and when she shows, spoiler, she sticks around.
I figured. Yeah, she seems like part of the gang.
She's
now.
part of the family now.
Yeah.
They've saved her life.
She
clearly.
was at the beach at the end.
Yep. So she shows up in Fast 10. She's just like, who the fuck is this? How the fuck is she involved?
Oh, jeez.
I don't know who this person is. Not a clue. Apparently introduced in this movie.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah.
Did not remember a lot about this movie. Did not know Jaman Haisu was in it.
Yeah, that was a surprise too.
I knew Kurt Russell was going to be in these movies. I just didn't know this was the one.
Okay.
And yeah, obviously the plot. Like I sort of vaguely remembered, mostly kickstarted by last week.
Yeah.
That the plot was going to involve Jason Statham on a vengeance kick.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like the weird sort of government hacking God's Eye subplot thing.
Yeah.
Just did not recall it at all.
Yeah, I mean so basically Ramsey, Natalie Emanuel from Game of Thrones, who I like a lot.
Okay.
She's pretty.
She is, yes.
But also a very good actress.
Good looking out, Roman.
Yeah, thanks. I didn't call dibs on her, okay? I didn't call dibs on that. Jesus Christ, Roman. She's a human being.
Is Roman reacting to her better or worse than The Rock calling everyone woman?
Oh, man. You know what? I think The Rock calling everyone woman is worse. Like, The Rock doesn't have many lines in this movie, but he sure manages to call multiple women woman. Like, it almost feels like a tick for him. It's like,
I feel like it's not written into the script.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's just be him.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, hacker Ramsey has created some sort of combination of the spyware that Batman develops in The Dark Knight, and also the stuff from Person of Interest, that CBS TV show.
Homeless Batman.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, Jim Caviezel.
Yeah. Also, great person.
Oh, fantastic. Sound of Freedom. Is that what that was called?
I think so.
I don't know. Yikes. Anyway. And so Kurt Russell, like, tells Dom and his gang that he'll help them find Shaw if they get the God's Eye for him, basically.
Yeah.
And so they're off on this basically completely unrelated tangent of rescuing Ramsey and then trying to find the disc with the chip with the God's Eye or whatever it is that it's on. The
MacGuffin.
The goober, yeah. And meanwhile, Jason Statham is just popping up out of nowhere all over the place.
Yep.
And it's delightful.
It really is.
It's like, we've got enough going on without Jason Statham just showing up.
But yeah, it's Jaman Hansu, is that his name?
Yeah. I think so. I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
We'll go with it.
It's not what I called him when I was younger, which is disrespectful. Digimon Hansu.
Nope.
No.
I forget, when you and I worked at Mavericks, did we, 20-some years ago, did we collectively decide that Digimon was better than Pokemon?
I don't remember, did we?
I think we did. I felt like we did.
I don't remember that either.
I think just to be different.
Sure, that makes sense. I can't believe that I would have had any strong feelings either way about Digimon or Pokemon. But who knows?
Well, we both worked there during the height of Pokemon, and believe most of us who worked there suffered unimaginably.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Anywho. So whenever Jimon Hansu is, driving the plot, like his character, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I would totally forget Jason Statham was involved, but then when Jason Statham would show up, I would totally forgot that there was this whole other guy with an army.
Right.
Also chasing after them.
An army of crossbones from Captain America. Like, they all just have the black masks.
Yep. Fodder.
Yeah, basically.
And Tony Jaa.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who? Is that like his right-hand man that's Paul Walker's arch enemy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. He is a very famous Thai martial artist.
Okay.
Did a series of movies called Ong Bak.
Okay, I've heard of those.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that was him.
Nice.
Kicking a lot of ass in his very two brief short scenes.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it was nice that Paul Walker had somebody to fight.
Yeah. I did enjoy that part.
Yeah. Everybody had like a counterpart to fight.
Yeah.
Well, except for Roman, Tej, and Ramsey.
But but I mean, computer stuff.
Yeah.
And just Roman.
Yeah. And yeah, this is the movie where Tej suddenly becomes a world-class hacker.
Yeah. That's true. I guess he wasn't that before, was he?
Nope.
Like, he knew how to do stuff.
Sure.
But he wasn't like that.
He's a mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, cars have computers on them.
Well, sure.
So you gotta learn some stuff. Gotta keep up. Is this also the first time that we see him do any physical fighting?
I believe so, yeah.
That was awesome.
I think in 5... Wait. No, it was in 6, I think. When he... yeah, it's in 6 when he is, like, in wherever he is.
Oh, in the subway or whatever? Is it during a chase there?
Yeah, there's that, but also I was thinking, like just as when he gets recruited into the team again, when Hobbs is offering the deal.
Oh, okay.
He is, like, in some tropical area, and he rigs an ATM machine to explode money.
Right.
Yeah. But also, he was shirtless in that and incredibly ripped, which I did not expect Ludacris to be ripped. But yeah, I don't think he really... I guess he did kind of fight a little bit, did he?
In the previous one? Like, or no, I guess that was Roman.
That was
and
Roman
Han
and Han,
in
yeah.
the subway.
Yeah.
No, maybe he didn't at all on that one.
I don't recall him fighting anybody.
Yeah. So that was a fun development.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about Han for a second.
Okay. Oh.
Well, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Han, whose full name we learned in this movie.
Yes.
Han.
I nearly turned the movie off.
Did you?
Because you noticed it.
Yeah.
And I think I saw it.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you said something, I was just like, oh my god, that is what it said.
Yeah.
And I rewound to confirm.
Yeah.
And I almost got so mad.
You did, I believe, say that you quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Han's, we see Han's full name.
Yep.
Han's last name is Seoul. Oh.
Yep.
Like Seoul, the city in South Korea.
Yes.
Dash OH.
Yeah, like Sandra Oh.
Yeah, so Han Solo.
Yep.
Reader, I loved it.
Still bad.
This is perfect. I had wondered, honestly, what his full name was, because he was only ever just Han.
It's true. I would have assumed, being an Asian man, that would have been his last name.
I would have too, actually. Yeah. But, yeah. Han Solo.
Han Solo.
I love this movie. I think that may have been the moment that I fell in love with this movie. And I just kept falling. When Brian is on that bus, and it is dangling off the edge of a cliff.
Yes.
And he climbs out the bottom of it that is over the edge of the cliff, and then up the front that is over the edge of the cliff, and then runs up the bus as the whole bus is going off the cliff, and then jumps, and then Letty drives up, and perfectly is there in time for him to grab it.
Yeah.
That was the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Even better than the Dom Letty bridge jump from the previous movie.
Even better.
Wow.
Yes.
That is saying a lot.
I know, because I liked that a lot.
I know you did.
But I did not whoop.
You did not.
At the end of that like I did at the end of this. Like, and that part comes at the end of just this massive extended action sequence with cars and buses and missile launchers and grenades and
that starts with them parachuting their cars out of a jet.
Yeah. Is that a thing? Can you do that? How did they find the road? They parachute out of a fucking C-17 in cars. And at least two of them land perfectly on the road. In a mountain. is insane and perfect. It's perfect. It is a perfect movie. Roman in the car on the plane being like, guys, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Was like, yeah, good call.
It seems very dangerous.
It seems so dangerous. Why is everyone else so up for this? Fucking adrenaline junkies. Roman is the only one with any goddamn sense.
He really is. He is the voice of us.
Yes, it's true. Oh my god. Yeah. I had actually forgotten that they parachute cars out of a fucking plane. How do I forget that?
Because this movie
There's
has
so much.
Too much.
Oh my god.
And we barely touched on Kurt Russell.
Yeah. Mr. Nobody.
Mr. Nobody. I'm a little offended.
Says Alan Tudyk.
He can get in line behind me.
Oh my god. When Dom does a wheelie with his car on top of Shaw's car, I was like, they have been foreshadowing this for 6 movies.
It's true.
He does a wheelie every time.
He does.
For no apparent reason.
Yeah.
Who knew?
How it works. And then they have a shootout between their cars.
Yes.
Dom's car on top of Shaw.
Yeah. And then after that is when they fight with wrenches and metal pieces, right?
Yes.
Oh my god.
They have a street fight.
I have jumped way ahead. The first time that they face off, when they play a game of chicken, neither of them is a chicken.
Nope.
They have the fastest, most powerful head-on collision. They both just get out.
Yeah. Everyone in this movie is goddamn indestructible.
Oh my god. They all have plot armor.
What I wanted to know about that scene, though, is where the fuck were they? They're, like, in a tunnel somewhere, but there's a goddamn LED screen in the background just showing videos.
Right.
What?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question.
Where apparently Mr. Nobody's secret government agents were all hanging from the ceiling just waiting?
Yeah, that was real strange, too. Like, how did they know where they were going to end up at the end of their little race? I mean, I guess you could say they were just following them.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah, I mean, that feels like preparation was needed.
Yeah, it definitely does.
They rappelled down. But yeah, you mentioned earlier that Kurt Russell just owns this movie.
Yeah.
He's fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
So the progress of these characters have gone from petty street thieves,
yes,
to vengeance seekers, heists, and then redeeming themselves by helping the government, and now they're just full-blown secret government agents.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I really feel like in the next ones, they're just fucking superheroes.
Yeah. That makes sense. It's the only place they can go.
Seriously.
I really appreciated when Mr. Nobody, like, pointed out that progression. and like, just like, he's very meta in this movie.
Yeah.
Especially like when he's talking about when he tells Dom, he's like, I was impressed by what you've done with your crew, but now that I've met them, you have a gift. Like, it's unfair to put a good actor like Kurt Russell in this movie, because it just really highlights, like, he takes it to another level, for sure.
Yeah, it's I mean, we've clearly enjoyed the last 2-3 movies.
Yeah.
But I would say James Wan is a better director than Justin Lin.
I would agree with you there, yeah.
And obviously, I still think, as far as just straightforward, these are just movies. Like, I still think, 2 is the best of them.
Yeah.
But, these last couples have just been my favorites.
Yeah.
Because there's a difference.
There definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 is the most well-made.
Yeah.
And then, 4 on have just all been just insanity.
2 is the John Singleton one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So I feel like these movies definitely benefit when you have someone with definite talents and qualities guiding the ship somewhat.
Yeah.
Be it in front of or behind the lens. And so having both Kurt Russell and James Wan in this, it really did elevate it above, some of the others.
Yeah. And Roman is definitely comic relief.
Yeah.
But Mr. Nobody has wit. And that is I think what has been missing is intelligent comic relief.
Yes.
Capable comic relief.
Which I feel like Roman had that in 2.
He did in 2, yeah. He has gotten dumber.
He has become more of a cartoon.
Did Hobbs's comments about his big forehead get in his head? No pun intended.
Maybe. Until you just mentioned Hobbs, I forgot that he was in this movie.
I assume that because I think he and Vin Diesel share one scene together.
Yeah.
I don't know if we see them on camera at the same time or if that's movie magic as well.
Oh yeah.
But I assumed as soon as he got injured, they just wrote him out because he and Vin Diesel don't get along.
Right.
So I was actually surprised when he came back at the end. But also, fucking course he comes back at the end.
Sure.
He is the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
He is also a force of nature.
Yes. The one thing that I vaguely remembered about this movie was Hobbs smashing open his cast.
Yeah, by flexing.
Yes.
That's almost too much for me. Almost, okay. He sees the destruction in L.A., he gets out of his hospital bed, and his left arm is in a full cast.
Yep.
And his right leg is in a boot, up to his thigh.
Sure.
And then he's just I gotta go. I gotta go to work. He tells his daughter he has a daughter.
He has a daughter.
No backstory given. He has a daughter.
Who needs one?
That's true, he has a daughter. I guess you know how that happens.
Sure.
Generally.
I've put it together.
Yeah, but, it's just Daddy's gotta go to work.
Yep. And
insane.
Luckily, he had all his tactical gear in the hospital with him.
Right. Yeah. Well, when you come into the hospital, you come in with what you're wearing.
He wasn't wearing it.
He had all of it.
But he had all of it.
He probably Elsa Pataki gets up off of him after he comes out of this building, and he's like, "Woman, get my gear." So that's probably that's what I imagine happens. I think it's actually a deleted scene on the DVD. It's in the extended cut.
Once again, we should have watched the extended cut. Damn it, next time we're watching the extended cut.
She's like, you need an ambulance. She says, "Woman, get my gear." The hierarchy of power is about to change.
One thing I've noticed, nobody in this in these movies really bleeds.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it seemed like...
Or has any kind of bodily fluid except for The Rock, who sweats.
Yes. Who sweats while doing paperwork.
Yes, of
His
course.
desk.
He's very intense.
Oh my god.
And Mr. Nobody, who gets shot.
Right. Yeah. I did think that I saw some blood during the fight between Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh, okay.
But again, it was like, oh, well, you got a cut on your eye? Well, then I got to get a cut on my eye, too.
Right.
Like, it's just, like, equal amounts of damage to both of them.
Yeah. Minimal,
yeah.
So I'm relatively sure, 99.9% sure that we both thought that Elsa Pataki was going to die, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
Shaw throws the grenade, like, right at her.
Yeah.
And I immediately started going, oh no, oh no, oh no.
Well, before that, even.
Yeah. That's true, when she comes back up.
No, when
when she gets in the car.
Yes.
That's right, I thought she was going to die multiple times.
Yep, I for sure thought that, that car's going to explode.
Yeah. We have been conditioned by movies to, whenever someone gets in a car after a somewhat heartfelt moment with another character, that car's going to blow up.
Yep. But no, as far as I know, she never appears again in the rest of the movie.
Right.
I guess she's there to introduce Dom into the hospital room.
That's true, yeah.
Which, as you pointed out, may or not have been them in an actual room together.
Yeah.
But she is forgotten about and not in the rest of this movie. But still alive, as far as we know.
That scene where she and Dom are together, and like Dom's gonna go in the room, and then he stops and like turns and looks at her.
Yeah.
In my head, I was like, "Oh yeah, they used to date."
Yeah.
But that had nothing to do with it.
So clearly some time has passed between the last movie and this movie.
Yeah.
Because Brian and Mia's kid is verbal, at least.
Like 4?
Sure.
4 or 5, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Going to school.
Yeah. Whatever age that is.
Sure. Yeah. I'll never know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I did sort of like, I liked Brian's arc in this.
Yeah.
Even if it did seem like he was going to die and then they just didn't do it.
Yeah. I don't know, some of it felt forced, just mostly due to the circumstances of it.
Yeah.
Because you know, obviously, had he survived, that, Brian would still just be a part of this franchise.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I liked that arc, being about Brian sort of settling down and accepting, the next chapter of his life. Like, I thought that was pretty effective.
Yeah, it really was. We've already mentioned it. Just some of it felt a little too meta to feel earned, but it was ultimately just a nice send off for Paul Walker. I don't think they could have done it any better. I feel like had Brian died, it would have felt too disrespectful, I think.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, it's just a nice touching moment in a franchise that doesn't really do that.
Yeah. Like there's another one between Letty and Dom after Dom dies.
Yeah.
And then comes back somehow because he's the Jesus of these movies.
He has been touched by angels.
He has, it's true. But yeah, like Letty confesses that she remembers everything, and they were married, which we never knew that they got married. Like that was interesting.
Yeah, I did like Dom's line though when he revives.
Yeah,
it was very writerly, but it was a good one.
Yeah.
A lot like the sort of famous WandaVision line about, grief and love.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Vin Diesel does his best.
Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still no chemistry between those two.
No, absolutely not.
But this is fine.
Yeah, he has no chemistry with anyone.
Yeah.
Like even Brian.
I feel like he has more chemistry with Jordana Brewster than with anybody, which is real awkward.
When she admits to him at the very beginning of the movie, before his house explodes, that she's pregnant again, just for a split second, I thought, well, it's Dom's. Because there was...
Was there a pregnant pause?
There was just a moment.
Yeah.
Where like, they're... Like, I felt something magnetic between the two of them.
Oh my god. That's family.
Yeah.
Apparently. Wow. That's hilarious.
And then I remembered, oh yeah, Brian's there.
When that bomb goes off and Brian gets plastered against the side of that van, that was like legitimately like startling to me.
It was.
Yeah. And also now knowing that
he wasn't
it
there.
wasn't actually him. Like, it explains a little bit about his expression pressed against the glass. Oof. This movie made me tired. Like, I feel exhausted. I feel drained physically and emotionally by this movie. Not in a bad way.
Alright.
Yeah. Because I loved it. It was perfect.
It's pretty great.
Yeah. Whew.
I don't know. I thought the beginning of it was a little slow, but when they started introducing what was going to happen, but aside from just Shaw going on a rampage, because I mean, obviously that would have been kind of dull for a full movie.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have made a short movie.
They could have.
But I don't feel like they ever have any intentions of making short movies again.
Definitely not. I mean, these movies have fully crossed over into the realm of just pure spectacle.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
I am too.
Yeah. And if they want to give us, 2+ hours of spectacle, so be it.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
It is.
R.I.P. to Paul Walker.
R.I.P. Paul Walker.
Yeah.
I did get really attached to him.
Yeah, I did too. It's gonna be a little weird going forward without him at least.
Yeah.
Although Brian is still alive,
I
and
know.
they'll still talk about him. So.
Right. Yeah.
But it's just Paul Walker will be a part of our hearts from now on.
It's true. Yeah. It's not even bittersweet. It's just sad.
It is.
God, it's sad.
It is really sad. We'll always have Tammy the T-Rex, though.
Oh boy. So I'm done.
All right.
What's making you happy this week, Eric?
So I mentioned short movies.
Yes.
I watched The Marvels.
Okay.
Which I honestly mostly only watched because I flipped on Disney Plus while I am still able to.
Yeah.
Because I'm sharing a password with somebody.
Sure.
And apparently I won't be able to in a while.
Okay.
But I flipped it on and saw that Marvels is now streaming. And we've talked, we've both got superhero fatigue. And
a little bit.
Haven't really watched much of Marvel's output in the last couple of years. It's an hour and 47 minutes.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I thought to myself, the fuck?
Yeah.
I'll watch that.
Yeah, a reasonable length.
Yeah. And let me tell you, there's like 10 minutes of credits, so really...
Like an hour and a half?
It's like 95 minutes total.
Okay.
More of this, please.
So that's what made you happy? Is that it was short? Did you like it?
Yes.
Okay, nice.
It is genuinely very funny.
That's awesome.
And sweet and just exciting, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's excellent.
I highly recommend it. Maybe one of the best Marvel movies since the most recent Spider-Man one.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You know what? I like Samuel Jackson gets to have fun as Nick Fury, which is not something he gets to do a lot. And it's a pleasure to watch.
That is nice.
Yeah, especially after watching like half an episode of Secret Invasion, which was just god fucking awful.
Do I need to have watched Secret Invasion before I watch this? Do you know? Do you think?
So I know Skrulls are in this movie.
Okay, sure.
I honestly don't think it has anything to do with the Secret Invasion.
Okay.
Other than Nick Fury has a beard.
Yeah, okay. Perfect. I'm glad. I do want to watch that.
And he was on a spaceship.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a delightful movie.
Nice.
Yeah. I also have a second thing, if I may.
Fine.
We've talked a bunch about Mark Russell.
Yes.
There's a comic that I discovered that he wrote that I had no idea existed before this past week called Serial.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. From Ahoy Comics?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is about at least a sort of a take on a dark take on cereal mascots.
Right.
Like Count Chocula and Frankenberry and Captain Crunch. And it was excellent.
It's awesome. Yeah, so that most of the stories in that ran as part of the Edgar Allan Poe Snifter of Terror or Snifter of whatever series.
Each individual story seemed short for the most part. So.
Yeah, and then there's some stuff in that collection that's brand new as well.
Okay.
Actually, I haven't had a chance to read that collection yet, but I'm very excited to because I love those stories.
It was fantastic. It just did. Yeah. Just both of those things just brought me a lot of delight in what has been an otherwise miserable fucking year. And I am talking from 23 to now.
Right. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad and I'm sorry.
It's okay. What about you, sir?
Today, on this very day, DC Comics and Marvel Comics announced new collections of their crossovers. From the original Superman versus the Amazing Spider-Man to, I think 2000's Batman Daredevil crossover.
Was that the last one?
So that was the last one before JLA Avengers, which is not included in the collections. But
because they're gonna recollect that.
I have to imagine at some point they will.
I feel like because they put out a new collection when George Perez died.
Right, yeah. Which was a benefit for the Hero Initiative.
Right, and it was a limited edition. You and I both got very lucky to snag copies.
Definitely.
But I feel like that caused enough of a fervor.
Yeah.
And then on top of this announcement, so clearly some cobwebs have been dusted off between Marvel and DC. I feel like there's something else in the offing, to deal with that. So
but two omnibus collections. One will be all of those crossover one shots, and then the other one will be the various DC versus Marvel miniseries, and also all of the amalgam one shots.
We still don't know for sure.
I'm pretty sure it's all of them.
I don't think so.
I do.
I feel like they are completely ignoring the second batch.
They listed the first ones, because most of the second ones were just sequels, right? Like you had another Spider-Boy book and another...
But they had different titles, though.
They did have different titles, yeah. They just didn't list all of them. But it said, at the end of the list, it said, and more.
So the one I saw didn't say and more.
Well, the one that you saw was not the actual press release that came from DC Comics, which I have in my inbox, and I'll show it to you if you want to see it.
Okay.
Don't go to Polygon for your news. Go to an actual comic book website.
It was the first thing that popped up when I Googled it.
Go to an actual comic book website.
What are actual comic book websites now?
Comicsbeat.com, motherfucker.
You don't work there anymore.
Yeah, I do. I wrote up that press release. But yeah, two DC Marvel Omnibuy stories that I never expected to be reprinted.
Nope.
And semi-recently finished hunting down all of individually. But I'm still excited to get hardcover collections of all of them. So
yeah, I've got the volume that they put out in like 1997.
Yeah.
Which has the classic ones.
Yeah.
And then I have a handful of the ones that they did throughout the 90s. And I know you picked me up a Batman Daredevil at a recent show within the last year or so.
Yeah.
Which I think was like the last one I was looking for.
Yeah, it was the last one I was after too, so I found two of them.
Yeah. But yeah, it'd be nice to have all of them in a collection and probably get rid of that trade.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll probably be printed on nicer paper and whatnot. So,
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
I'm still debating on I would like to have the DC versus Marvel series.
Yeah.
Which I don't have anymore. But I don't know that I want all the amalgams. Like, I have the ones I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they've been dollar fodder for decades now.
It's weird. You'll either find them in a dollar box or for like $10 an issue. It doesn't make sense.
Like you can see like Dark Claw being one of those.
Yeah.
But
Lobo the Duck I've seen marked up.
No. I don't approve.
Just imagine what new amalgams we would get. Like some sort of Deadpool, Harley Quinn.
Yep.
Monstrosity.
Harley Pool.
Dead Quinn?
Yeah.
Oh boy. So yeah, that's what makes me happy this week.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
I got very excited when I saw the news about that. I think before I even looked it up, I texted you.
Yeah.
Just to confirm.
Yeah. It's good to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another good way to confirm is to go to comicsbeat.com. Give me those clicks, baby!
Alright. Hey, I clicked on your Jason Todd article today.
I know, thank you.
You're welcome.
Never gonna stop writing about Jason Todd.
That's fine. I'm glad you found your thing.
Next week.
Just want to say this. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. You and me, we're going to go see Madam Web in theaters.
What?
Valentine's date?
I mean...
The most anticipated movie of the year?
I mean, you know that you'll always be my one and only Valentine.
I know.
But I'm going to have to pass on this one.
Madam Web, though.
I know. And multiple Spider-Women.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Well, this is disappointing.
I may end up seeing that this weekend. Who knows?
Why?
Katie wants to see it.
Alright. Okay.
And I like going to the movies.
I mean, I like going to movies, too. But...
Yeah.
But I hope it's good.
I'll let you know.
Alright. Adam Scott's in it, I guess.
I know, I like Adam Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about all I got for that movie.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't hate Dakota Johnson.
I don't think I've ever seen her in anything.
What did I watch that she was in? I don't remember.
Okay.
Good sign.
Yeah. I don't particularly enjoy any of her parents.
Yeah. Oh, next week.
Fate of the Furious.
Yes. Oh boy.
A big episode 350.
I know it's going to be crazy.
I know.
Who knows what's going to happen?
I don't.
Probably just a podcast.
Pretty much just this, most likely.
Pretty much just this. Oh, boy. Yeah, all right. Well, until next time, Eric, vroom, vroom.
Vroom, vroom.
And I hope you continue living your life a quarter mile at a time. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you for listening to The Viewmasters. You can subscribe to the show directly at our websites view.guttertrash.net or on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Visit our website at view.guttertrash.net for information about our Twitter and Instagram. Once again, thank you for listening to The Viewmasters. We'll see you next time.